I am California of the past.
I am California of the past.
I am California of the past.
I'm David Allen. I'm columnist for the Inland Valley Daily Bulletin. That's a newspaper. Those of you in the future, it's a newspaper. you may or may not have ever seen one, but that's what we're doing here in the early 21st century. I read a local column for this paper, and I've become kind of associated with Pomona over the years for the different columns that I've written, including Pomona A to Z, which was a series of columns I did, in which I found something interesting about Pomona for each letter of the alphabet. And I think this is why in 2007 the Pomona Jaycees called me out of the blue and said, we'd like you to be the Grand Marshal of the 2007 Pomona Christmas Parade, which was quite a shock, but a very pleasant one. So after trying to talk them out of it or making sure that they hadn't changed their minds, I went ahead and I got ready to be in this parade. So I went to the Pomona Goodwill store and spent $1.99 on a skinny tie, and I bought a fedora and made a little press card for it, thinking that this is going to be most people's first and only encounter with a reporter, so I should have it be in the very 1940s kind of style that people will recognize from the movies. Did not carry a hip flask or anything like that, or a racing form. Didn't smoke any Chesterfields, but tried to look the part as much as possible. So as the day approached, I did a little research on the parade because the Jaycees really didn't have much history of it, and found out that it was actually older than they had realized. They thought it was the 56th annual, but it really appeared to be the 60th annual. The parade started in 1948. It was just a little kind of gathering downtown to promote downtown merchants, and they did have marching bands that converged from at Gary and I think 2nd from 4 different directions. And then this became an annual event, and some of the other Grand Marshals over the years were or either Grand Marshals or people who were division marshals or rode in the parade who were prominent. Chuck Connors from the Rifleman TV show, Shane Mosley, the boxer, Gail Gordon, who was on the Lucy Show, Alice and Greg from Brady Bunch. Alice apparently wore her housekeeper smock. Angels pitcher Bill Singer, the district attorney in 1966, Yvelle Younger, John Provost, who was played Timmy on Lassie, and he was actually a Pomona resident, and that was 1957. He'd just been picked for the show. And in 1976, Donald Duck was Grand Marshal. So I had very big web feet to follow in the footsteps of. So the day came, and I showed up at the E-Bell Club on Holt and rode in I think it was a 1957 Chevy driven by Bill Newton, who would have been a better person to lead the parade than me. I thought after I talked to him, he's been in the city forever, and he saw the Donahue's chicken rooster being lowered into place in 1966. But nevertheless, he drove me around, led the parade, waved to the kids, waved to the adults. As I kind of suspected, most people had no idea who I was, but I figure that's kind of how it is in most parades. You just, if you're watching it, you're just waving to whoever the person is. You really don't know who they are. Assembly member, you don't even know what an assembly member is. So I did my best, waved to the kids. They waved back. It was very cute to have little kids waving. And some blocks there's virtually nobody there. Some blocks there were a fair number of people, and there were some nice comments. People, we love your columns. Somebody said, I don't have any rotten produce to throw at you, and somebody else had this couple had signs that they'd made, like campaign signs that said David Allen for mayor of Pomona, and they were waving it back and forth. So that was very charming. And all too soon it was all over. And unfortunately, that was the last year of the parade, which the next year the city didn't actually have the funds to have the police department provide security, and the Jaycees don't really have any money. So there was no 2008 parade. So I felt a little bad about that and hoped that I was not somehow an albatross around the parade's neck. but they are trying to bring it back for 2009. They're going to bring the parade back to downtown, which has not been downtown in probably 30 or more years. They had moved it to Holt just because it was easier, but downtown's a little more picturesque, and they're trying to bring it back there, and there's some talk of having me be in it in some way, and I'd be very pleased to be in it if they want me to, but more happy to see the parade come back and have my possible black blotch on the parade erased.